You
Okay.
make me 3v3 every day. Yeah, that's why that's why I left, because they told me you don't
Steve
have the
about to
rights
ruin the
to.
podcast like you ruined the
You
88.
have to ask. You have to ask before we can't. Oh my god.
Okay, so first of all, everyone that's listening, if you want to ask some questions, you have the questions chat. I will turn off the slow mode now, and you guys can ask any specific question there. Give 3v3. Okay, man. And well, we'll be talking about different things, and you can just discuss that in the discussions chat. That's why it's there. So I guess we can start.
Yes, we can. And if everyone have a question, he can ask on the discussion chat, and
Yes.
we will try to answer
Yes.
as the best we can, of
Exactly.
course.
Well, I have some topics myself to talk about and some questions specific for you. We
Yes.
haven't talked in a while actually. We need to like play some
Yeah,
LOL or
yeah, yeah.
something and talk because yeah, I haven't talked to you in ages. Okay.
Yeah, true.
This being recorded, yes, Acorn, it is. It is being recorded.
Yeah, I just took a break from Tribalwars during January and
Well,
April,
didn't we all?
I would say.
Okay. So I will start with some questions. I want to start with a big discussion topic. Okay, I was discussing this with Equalizer. We will get to more specific questions after, but I wanted to talk about this topic. Um, Equalizer was saying that the only way to revive the game is to have some sort of unified servers. So he would
Oof.
merge all of the servers that we have into like 3 different servers. Instead of having like 20, we'd have only 3 or something. And he says that would be a way to revive the game. Do you agree with that? Or
Um, yeah, I agree at some point, but because I think we have to build something bigger than just one market only. Um, I was trying to build something with the other speeds admin when I was admin, and I told them that I think we should build like an international server,
okay,
like masters at some
yes,
points, but
yes,
that's impossible actually because don't care and they don't want to. So we have to build to try to build something together, and that start to relaunch speeds on each every market.
yes. That sounds about right to me. What I was thinking about when I asked me that question, um, I thought that would break apart communities quite a lot. He said that we could uh, make it so like it works like the net server. He said you could still join rounds from your own market. Like you could just click the speed on
Oh,
your server. Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah. You
yeah,
could.
like they did like with the Danish one or the Sweden one.
Yes, yes, yes. They would just sort of integrate all of them, and then you would have the options in like your profile to say you're like I don't know from Sweden or something. But
Yes.
the truth is, I think that just splits apart communities a lot. While nowadays, for example, just take the Romanian server as an example. If you're a Romanian random player and you just join a Romanian speeds, you'll basically be caught by most experienced players, and they will teach you how to play, and they will
Yeah,
get
of course.
give you some interest to keep playing the game, right? So if
Yeah.
if you were to just merge all of the servers, that would sort of die out because you don't even know who's from the same nationality as you at this point. It is very weird. Wait, who's turning on cam? This is not supposed to be.
Oh my god.
Okay,
That's
wait.
Scorpius.
I think I can. I think I can change this permissions. Everyone, why can people do this? How can I change this? I don't think I what? I don't think I can make it so people don't do that. Oh, I can. No,
Bye
not
bye.
this. Is it this? It's not this. Anyway, he disconnected himself, so that's good. Um,
Yeah.
anyway, I think that would make it so new players to speeds would find a really hard time would find it a really hard time to just get integrated and to start talking to people. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's why every market have to relaunch the speeds on each server first, and then build something together. Just work with other speeds admin. But half of all of them don't care about speeds anymore, and they just program speeds when they have the time or when the players are starting to crying about speeds, and that's ridiculous. And yeah, but I just believe we have to restart from the beginning and just relaunch on every market, like I did with FR. At some point when I was speed admin there, I just found some new players to start to play again, or older players who don't play since a while, and just start to rebuild something together.
Yes, Drew, the podcast is about just speed in general and the future and current stuff. I don't know, nothing too special, but well, there's a lot of things we can discuss about here. And something else, some people are sending me private messages. I'm not checking that. I'm just checking the podcast channels. But yeah, that sounds about right. Um, I think that would split apart communities a bit too much. We just need to make all of the communities active because I don't think it is that hard.
Yeah,
For
that
example,
that's my point too.
in the beginning of this server, as you know, it was basically only for Portuguese players, and everyone was pretty active actually. So it is not impossible to create national sort of chats and communities for speeds. Um,
Of course, it's possible.
it is possible, but admins just need to want to make that happen. I mean, I'm trying my hardest here, but
Yes, that's the
we
point.
just have the
That's why
support
it's
of
difficult.
yeah, we just
That's
have
why
the
it's
support
difficult.
of one community manager, so it's hard.
Yeah. That's difficult because I know very well that's why, because admins don't care anymore. Because when I was admin, I start to message everyone, like community manager, speed admins. Yeah, just try to build something together. But some says yes, that's a great initiative. Some others didn't swear, or some others told me that I'm just a little speed admin, and I don't have to write to PM some others and ask them about speeds, and if it's not games from themselves who try to build something, they don't care.
Yeah, it looks like the state of the current state of speeds is just that games do not care, and so the national markets also don't really care. I mean, I feel like a lot of markets don't really care about anything at this point, let alone speeds.
Oh yeah, that's true, and not speeds, but everything. That's the point on point FR actually.
We have some,
They don't care about anything,
yeah. Well,
and they just AFK. So yeah, that's the point right now.
sadly, I think a lot of the communities are at that state now. PT is the same, BR is pretty much the same. So, yeah,
Yeah, and
it has to come
I'm
from a player
actually
initiative to somehow revive
uh,
this.
yeah, and I'm actually surprised that the point IT is active right now.
Yeah, we will get to talk
That's a
about
that's a big surprise, honestly.
we will get to talk about .it later. But we have some questions already. Acorn is asking which servers would be picked as main speed or dedicated website for speed. That was not what I was saying. Equalizer gave me the idea of it still being possible to log in to a speed server just in your market. So if you were a Portuguese player, you could still log into the Portuguese speeds, but it would just redirect you to an international speed where you could find more players and stuff like that. So it wouldn't be only of your server. It would be like a main server. I don't know. Let's say you connect all of the speed servers to net, and you join the speed in the French market, and you would join in the net speed, but with French language basically. So yeah, that also answers Marcus's question.
So something like what .NET is intended to become now? Yes, yes, that's the point. But they did it with Danish, Sweden,
You
and some
can
others
you can you can add like that.
who wasn't active anymore.
You can do that, but I mean, I don't know if Jojo would be very happy with us sharing this. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure about that too.
I think the main problem are the players and their toxic behavior. To be honest, I mean the game would be. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. The, look, we know that tournaments get pretty toxic, but most of the times it is what's necessary, exactly what's necessary to keep people playing and those rivalries and stuff. If it's unnecessary insulting people, okay, that can be moderated, and yeah, we've seen a lot of Romanians do that and things like that. But not everyone is
Yeah,
like
true.
that, and yeah, I think there is potential to build a community from this. We just need to have more interest from each market. Issues with ping doing that, there would be no issues with ping because yeah, BR. But the thing is, all of the servers are either on Germany or in California or something like that. I think BR is hosted in California and US is hosted there too. So pretty much all of the servers are hosted in Germany. So there would be no differences on that.
Yep. Yep,
That
yep, yep.
that would not be a problem. Okay,
Steve told us that the problem is most of the people don't want to spend the time to learn.
I disagree.
Yeah, me too, me too, me too, me too.
If you give the
Yes, at some point,
players,
at some point, some players didn't want to practice and then just keep playing for just for fun. But they have the right to. But some of them would just want to learn and they don't have the time or the players to keep them playing and just learn with other people's.
and it's not even that.
Honestly,
If players have a
take
reason to,
take Romani as
uh,
an example.
yeah,
Who the fuck on the new players will have the pleasure to just keep playing for fun when they come into a speed and just they saw well, like 10 players or
yeah.
I don't care about the number, but they just keep playing with their friends together and just fuck everyone and yeah, that's no interest for the new players.
Well, yeah. I mean, they end up recruiting pretty much every new player into their teams in Romania. So, I mean, it's a way to keep it active. I don't think it's the best way for sure, but
No,
the time investment and capacity to handle stress is just clipping. I don't know because
I don't know what they was, but I just saw a screenshot when they were playing with 10 people maybe in just 2 or 3 tries and then just playing together and that's disgusting.
but the thing is, Marcos, just I don't know if you were around in the 10v10 tournament. I think you were. You've been a mod for a while. In the 10v10 tournament, there was pretty much zero activity on speeds worldwide, and .NET announced an international 10v10 tournament, and pretty much like I don't know how many teams did we have, like consistent active teams, not like Hungary or Saudi Arabia. Like we had Brazil,
On the 10v10
Portugal. Yeah, on the
on the
10v10, we had Brazil, we had Portugal,
oh
we had CZ, PL,
speeds were quite active at this moment,
we
no?
had UK, we had FR, we had Org, we had NL, we had what else? There was like 10 teams or something of 10 players. Like it's a good amount of players.
More. That is
Yeah, there were a lot of teams and a lot of
16,
people active.
16 maybe at the beginning.
No,
16
yeah, there
on
were
the
there were
10v10.
16. There were 16, but I'm not counting the random teams like Hungary or the Arabic team or
Ouais, yeah.
the random team
Ouais.
that the net the net server brought, like those guys that were like world players and were only playing for fun. I don't know. I'm not counting those because those I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't expect them to become active.
Yes, but at least it was maybe 12.
Yeah.
maybe
There
12,
there were a
and
lot of
that's
teams.
a good amount of players because 10 players plus five speak ups on the team. So yeah, that was a good amount of players, and some players started to play speed when they saw the enjoyment of
Yeah,
everyone about the 10v10. So yeah,
yeah,
that's
exactly.
what that's the point with this tournament. It was a great thing for speeds.
Yeah, exactly. And
And
that
let's be honest, the COVID helped us
yeah,
to build something
for sure.
because everyone has the time to play. So yes, that was helpful, but it's still a good amount of players who were interested by this tournament, and yeah, just the enjoyment about the speeds and
Yeah, just
that was a really good thing.
just giving players something to look forward to, something to practice for, basically kept them active. And the thing is, I remember in that tournament, basically everyone was redirected to the .NET international server, and we had the speeds chat only one chat and stuff. That was a complete mess. They were
Yeah,
they
this piece this charge was fire.
they completely mismanaged the speed community there. There were so many active players, so many people talking there, and they completely mismanaged it because they weren't able to keep people interested in playing. They they didn't keep it going. The server wasn't specific to speeds, obviously. It wasn't exactly
Yeah,
that easy for people to find the speeds chat. I'm not gonna say it's hard. It's fine. But yeah, people. It was not immediate. But even though we had so many people talking there, a lot of the times they just locked the chat so the people couldn't talk or something like that. It was a complete mess. They could have handled that way better, and they could have built a community from there, an active community of speeds. They could have had monthly initiatives, or I don't know, something like that, just to keep players going. But they completely mismanaged that, and we had the initiative of Equalizer and Brian, the Messiah from UK, to create
yeah.
the all international server. The truth is that that didn't go badly at all, but apparently they sort of got demotivated because the .NET administration did not support them. I was talking with
Yeah,
Equalizer.
understandable. Understandable.
Yeah, I
Oh
was
my
talking
god.
with Equalizer about that, and apparently pretty much everyone supported that or liked the idea. And it was run by an actual admin. Brian was the speed admin on UK, so it's not community run. I mean I'm not a speed admin anywhere. This is a server made by the community. So yeah, I can definitely see why. Okay, the official team might be a bit scared. I mean, there's no reason to, but yeah, it's justifiable. But even on that server, they still didn't accept it, even though it was run by someone who's working for the game, right? So I don't really know what the objective of .NET is at this point.
Yeah, I still don't know. I still don't know. I think they just don't care, and that's it. And I read that there was building a tournament, a speed
Yes,
tournament, no? Point net.
they apparently they are. There isn't much we know about that. I we'll see what it is, but yes, they were saying they were planning something.
Yeah.
We'll see what that means, but yeah, a volunteer moderator, but I mean pretty much everyone is. Oh, okay, I see. Okay, I see.
For your information, Brian was also a volunteer moderator. So not. Yeah. Well,
I see. I see.
he wasn't working for Rhino Games. That's the point.
But yeah, Icon is saying that people played it around, but
Which they
there
don't.
was no
Yeah.
gain on
That's the point.
long-term players. That's true because they were not able to keep players active. If you go back to the time of the 10v10 tournament in the net speeds chat,
Yeah, that
you
was
can
the
see,
that was the same with the IV8.
yeah, with the 8v8, we can't really blame net. We can't really blame anyone.
Ah no.
We'll talk
No,
about
no.
that after. I think
But
one thing at a time.
it was the point about people came, played, and left.
Yes, but still, there could have been things that would better things could have been done to keep players playing, but we'll talk about that after. I have a lot of questions here still. Um, but if you go back to the history of the .NET speed chat, well, nowadays you see no one speaking there, basically. And back then in the 10v10 times, so many people were talking there. Like even normal net speed players asking, "Oh, what's this tournament thing? What's going on?" And a lot of people were asking questions there. But the only server that really grew with that was the French server and the other international speed server uh,
Yep.
in the Discord server, because FR was the server hosting the private rounds. FR was the server everyone was going to play the competitive matches. You know how FR was back in those days. Like all of the N1 rounds were
Yeah.
filled from people from every possible nationality. It was so fun. Everyone was trying their hardest there, and I'm starting to see that in the Italian server too, which is really cool.
Yeah, 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 yeah. FR was maybe the best market to play if you want something competitive, at least at this time. I mean, Ben and Jerry's was trying to build something really hardly there and just keeps the game survive. You know?
Yeah, it was a really good attempt, honestly, but there were some things missing, like what I was saying at the beginning. That just sort of ignored the fact that people come from different servers and that people speak different languages and stuff. And like this, on this server, we take that into account and we have chats for all of the nationalities possible that which servers have speeds and stuff like that. So I think the idea of this server right now is probably the best way possible to make a speed community on Discord. We'll see what the result of this is, but I don't think there is a better way. I think that
Yeah, I
I
agree.
don't really know uh, how do we point out the cause of the death of the old international chat on Discord. I I really can't say what killed it. I don't remember. I know that there was the 1v1 tournament, and
Um,
towards the end of the 1v1 tournament, people were just a
yeah,
bit
yeah,
AFK.
I agree with Acorn because it was a really toxic chat.
Toxic. Yeah, it was. It was pretty toxic. That's true. And we definitely want to control that better here. Um, I don't want to censor anyone, but yeah, I'm not gonna let people insult others without a reason at all and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that tournaments in general that take a lot of time to happen. Like the 1v1 tournament, there were 64 players. People who were knocked out in the beginning, they just had nothing to play for, and there was no one streaming the rounds of that tournament pretty much. If someone was streaming or like casting the rounds or like I don't know just showing what people were doing, maybe it would keep players interested. And yeah,
Yep, yep. I agree. That's why when just before this 1v1 tournament, Ben had built something for just for French players only, just a 1v1 between the French players, and he just cast every game or most of the games and just posted on YouTube and just commentating something for the French people who were interesting to play speeds, and that was a great thing, I think.
yeah, it was really good. He cast some rounds, but he didn't cast all of them and stuff. Make it a league initially, then it becomes knockout. Yes, I can see that working. That's true. I think that would be good. Well, if any tournament is to happen, we'll definitely give people um, the choice on the format, or at least open some sort of voting to see what players would like to see the most. But yeah, that's not quite the state we're at right now. So yeah. Question: how many hours is this? That is a really good question, Del Kulu. I have no clue, but well, we're here. I think
Easy
I
solution to that, you make it a league initially. What's the point with that? Just like a monthly league, like
no. He
when
was saying, imagine the one tournament they did on, I don't know if you saw that, but the tournament that Ben and Jerry's won in the Brazilian server. It was a group stage in the beginning, and then it went out onto knockouts. Basically like the
that
HV8
was a
tournament.
that no that was a knockout tournament since the beginning. No,
I'm not. There
they
was
had no
one. There was one in the Brazilian
they had
server.
no group stage because I remember about this one and because I played it too, and that was a knockout stage from the beginning.
Okay, I think we're confusing tournaments. I think there was another one. I'm not sure,
Because
but
yeah, but Ben tried something with leagues too, and he started to build leagues and just splits players about the levels.
do you mean like a speed
He
ladder,
built
get above
something.
X points within next time? Everyone above X points gets on the tournament top.
Maybe I can find this tournament on
I
the
I
French.
I don't think that's good, Marcus, because yeah, I think it should just be open to everyone. We don't have that many players on the game currently to not let things be open. Let's see, one more question. I'm toxic, yes or no? Lol. Question: will mass attack ever be allowed in game? Well, I don't think the script will ever be allowed, but if maybe if they make some sort of a feature in game to that, I don't know. But yeah, I we're spending too much time on apparently nothing, and I still have a lot of questions. Um, well, I know you were the speed admin in the in the French server, and everyone knows that. I mean, it's literally in the description of the podcast. And I wanted to know your opinion in a lot of things regarding that. So the first thing is, how did you find the motivation to plan the 8v8 tournament?
Whoa.
I didn't say this was gonna be
Yeah,
easy.
yeah. And yeah, I was just too motivated, maybe. And the big point was I was alone.
Yeah, I mean, you had
And
Max, but Max didn't really do that much compared to you. At least that's what it felt
yeah,
like.
He helped me at the beginning just to try to build the project, but at least all the matches, all the PMs I sent it to everyone, and I just built everything alone. And that was the point. I just mental breakdown
I
at the
I
end of
really
this
don't know
fucking
what
tournament.
I really don't know what Max's objective was, because he even started some sort of a speed league like 1 month after the tournament. But I don't even know if that had like a result, if people were crowned winners. Like I think it just sort of disappeared and lost interest on the game. I don't know.
Yeah. That's the point. And about that, I just had some problems at the beginning when I was trying to build this fucking tournament. Yeah, you know, just send all the PMs on the admin chat and just try to make them interesting about this thing, and just started
And
to
everyone
build
ignoring you.
something. Yeah, that's the point. No, some people were interested by, and just yeah, that's a good thing, but didn't help so much. So yes, that was really difficult since the beginning because I was alone, and if no one was interested on the admin chat and on all the markets and just did give a damn about what we are trying to build. So yeah, that's the point. I can't do nothing alone. Like I was saying in the beginning, I truly believe that we have to work together to rebuild something.
Okay, there are
But
some.
we need the admins with us.
Yeah, we do. It's gonna be pretty hard to make that happen though. Okay, there are some questions in the podcast chat. Delcool is asking, do you
We should
consider
make a
Ben and
little.
Jerry's a
We
worthy
should
rival?
for me.
Yes.
My rival? No. Ben was the best thing for speed. At least on the point I felt, maybe international, you know, because he
Yeah,
tried so hard to
yeah,
build something and just bring everyone to point FR.
yeah. He did a really good job. Um, okay, so Marcus says, for Panther, how did you experience the time demand to keep up speed rounds, catering to various preferences and all the things surrounding that?
Um, that's a good question. The motivation? That's a good point, and I was helped by the COVID on this time because I had the COVID on the summer, and yes, I have a big amount of time, so that was helpful for me to build something.
Yeah, but this is a
And
really
yes,
good question. How did
and
you?
yes, the big point was the motivation only.
Yeah, I see. But how did you answer yet, COVID? How did you manage to sort of include the entire French community? Because we know you had a really big impact on the French community. That was some of the questions as well. Um, how did you manage to make the French players interested? Like we know that in the 1v1 tournament times there was a big community of French players, but then they all just sort of
Yes.
disappeared. How did you get new players to join? How did you uh, keep? How did you manage to keep them active and interested on the game? I mean, you even had a team in the TV3 tournament that I organized, so you were able to keep players active and interested. So how did you manage to do that while trying to sort of keep everyone active at the same time? Because people like different settings, um, people have different ideas of what speed should be. How do you manage to keep all of that working together?
Uh, that's a hard one because I wasn't speed admin during the 10v10 tournament, and Ben was, and he left around the end of 2020, and speeds are like dying between the time I joined and Ben left. During this time, it was at Narok, and that wasn't a really good thing for Point FR, at least. At some point, he tried to build some interesting things, but like it was like 2 or 3 speeds, but it was weekly speeds, you know.
Yeah,
So that's not interesting for a competitive speeds, you know.
yeah.
And yes, when I joined, I was on the same way to from Ben, and I was truly believing we have to build something competitive with speeds. Uh, Everything started with the players who didn't left, like George,
Yeah.
who maybe, and some of the players who were who keeping playing, and yeah, I just started to PM the players in private, to tell them speeds are back. I'm there now. Uh, I will I will save you guys, and yes, let's start to build something together. And yeah, we had a Discord on this time. I don't know if the Point FR server for speeds is alive at this time, because I'm not on this Discord anymore. But yes, I just started to send the message there, and started to talk about the 8v8 tournament since the beginning. And yeah, I told them I will try to build something. Asked to the player requests from rounds uh, private rounds, for 1v1s, for everything, every stuff like that. And yeah, that's why they came back, I think.
Well, it does not seem like an easy time for sure, but you kept your motivation high and you did a really good job on keeping the players active. That's what everyone here can be thankful for.
Yeah, at least I tried.
Right? And you did a good job. Okay, so some more
That's
questions.
not that's not the the thinking of the French admins.
Yeah, well,
It
but
was an hard time to be a speed admin on this time, because they told me I can't make private rounds because the players can't pay. You know, for private ones, you have to pay initially, just like 50 PPs for 1 hour. and I don't care about that. The website for private ones was down, and yeah, I just told for the players who wanted to play private rounds, just send me a message, and I will make the rounds for you.
Yeah, and
Like I did during the tournament for every night,
yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
most of the time it was a private round between midnight and 2 a.m. and just for the 3v3s or 2v2s, and yeah.
It was really good to keep the players active as well. I was always playing in those rounds and recording, and I know some people were looking at the recordings and learning from them. It was really good. I think those initiatives is what overall keeps the game alive.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, I have some more questions on the 8v8 tournament. Um, what do you think could have gone better or differently on organizing that, or on how things worked out on the tournament?
I will just answer to Marcus' question because it's a good
Oh,
one.
okay, okay, okay.
When I joined the team at the summer, or maybe before, maybe it was about April of May, I don't know, but we were free at this time. It was Max, Anarok, and me. But at least I was the more active at this time, and Anarok didn't care anymore. For your information, he left. He left, and he rejoined again for doing nothing. So we don't care about this guy. He's a complete joke. And Max tried to help me, but yes, let's say I was the most motivated guy. But yes, maybe if they were more active and more interesting by the project, and maybe we could make the players enjoy the speeds for a long time.
Okay, we have another question from Akon. As we're here, let's just answer that one as well. Isn't the server communication possible in the future? Setting up N1, N3, and 4 on UK PTFR, giving the players a choice of which speed they prefer. Basically, would it be possible to have some sort of constant communication between servers to give all of the players a variety of settings throughout all of the servers? So let's say you mostly prefer the starting rounds on, I don't know, 7,000 points, those high start rounds. You would have a specific server for that. At least that's what I take from this question. Do you think that is possible? Like having a sort of a set
Uh,
server for everything? Maybe not a specific server. Okay, but one that mostly does those kinds of rounds. That's
Inter-server communication, yes. Well, ah, admins have to work together, and that's the point. That's maybe the best answer I can give you, and that's the most complicated thing about this question.
yeah. Okay, so basically the FR
And
admins needs to show the speak levels.
that's the thing I try to do, but who gives a damn about speeds right now?
Yeah. Um, well, into the current situation, not really, because Flash hasn't been an admin for what? I don't know, 6 months more? No, more, like 8, 9.
More. I left on September, at the
Yeah,
end of September, maybe.
that's quite a long time. And speeds have just been kind of dead since then, really. But okay.
Yeah, just after I left, because I had a long discussion with my team at this time when I left. Uh, we don't agree about most of the things about speeds, and they don't like me. They don't like me. They like what I did for speeds, but I just talk too much about the state of speeds on each every market, and some admins on other markets saw me speaking about the state of speeds on their servers, and they just PM my community manager and told her, yes, your speed admins is quite criticizing us, and we don't like it.
I don't see how that's bad though. I mean, it's feedback. If feedback is done in a good way,
That's they yeah that was a feedback, and that was not. Um, I try to not hurt everyone, but yeah, that was the truth at this time.
yeah.
The admins don't care about speeds anymore, and that's what I was saying. But yeah, they just PM my community manager and told her, yes, your speed admin is criticizing us. Yeah, that's the point, and that was really complicated to told them. I speak for my team to told them. Yeah, the state of speed is disgusting, and if you are not able to take criticism, just leave and let the players who are motivated to build something let the job done, and
Yeah.
that's the point. And yeah, that was really complicated to explain them why I just started to criticize the other markets. And at least when I left, they try to rebuild some projects on the point of far, like the speed school,
Mm-hmm.
to start to keep the new players interested on speeds, but this project was a complete mess,
Yeah.
and they just stopped too. Uh, so yes, that was a complete joke. That was a complete joke. They 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 asked me to build the speed school project when I left. So I just tell them to fuck them and just leave me alone, you know.
Yes. Well, I think we should go back to the questions that I have. So yeah, um, I was asking, what do you think could
It's
have
hard
gone?
to get admins across markets working together. Yes.
Oh.
Because I tried. Yes, that's a difficult
Yeah,
point.
I don't see why though. The game is dead if there isn't an international community, kind of.
Yeah, it's not hard. It's not hard. It's hard because they don't care.
Yeah, it is not fun at all. Is there any given reason as to why doesn't like it? Okay, I can't answer that question. I don't know.
What the fuck, fucking money stealers. Did you know on the French markets, for the ones who during less than 4 hours, they just deleted the rewards.
Well, I don't think that many players play for the rewards, but still, it keeps a lot of players playing. Like for example, now in the Italian server, I specifically suggested them that they should have the have some rewards at least in some rounds, because we know that their server is going to become more popular, and players just need to have some premium there, especially transferable, so that they can give it to their friends. Like now I have, I don't know, like 2000 premium transferable or something, and if someone wants to play that, I'll just give them like 200. So yeah, it's also a good way to keep the server active and to keep more playing joining. So yeah, prizes are definitely important.
Yep.
Okay, let's go back to the questions. um, what do you think could have gone better or differently about the 8v8 tournament?
Uh, I don't know, honestly.
Okay, well,
Because I think I did my best, honestly, and yeah, I don't know why what's the point with this tournament, because everything started with the players, most of the players who
that
were
is
really
true.
toxic and
Yes.
just started to cry about bans
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that, like uh, like
The
CZ,
CZ,
for
yes,
example.
yes. That was an interesting story. Like I remember helping CC, like literally being on a call with him and screen sharing and and like using everything that was legal that we were using at the time, like the map farm script. I remember using all of
Yeah,
that in a call with him, and he was telling me that okay, nothing's wrong. There's I don't know, that wasn't the reason as to why the guys got banned. So CZ players were probably just cheating and they just don't admit to it. That's one of the big problems of this game.
yep. Absolutely true.
And I don't know how we could fix that. The truth is that
Ah,
nowadays there are way better legal scripts that there ever were. We have the map farm script. Okay, I know it's only legal on IT, but okay, well, realistically,
yeah, but we have a good amount of scripts
yeah, the key press,
who
the fake
and
script.
that you can play without cheating with
Yeah, yeah,
the scripts
you can.
actually, but cheaters are always still a cheater, and that's the
Yeah,
point.
yeah, that is true. I mean, if
If you
any,
start to play with cheats, you you can't play it without cheating
okay,
anymore.
I don't agree with that. I myself I started playing by cheating basically, and I know Kazala did too. We
Scammer.
yeah, but well, we just moved on to play with legal scripts because the illegal scripts are not useful. There are good things about them if you ignore the fact that the legal scripts exist. The legal scripts are simply faster and you have way better control above on everything you're doing. So there is really no point to cheat on this game. At least not in N1s or anything like that. I mean, I can see the potential for worlds. I mean, you need to sleep, right? But in speeds, you don't have that problem.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Um,
What's the question?
why?
Do you think you kinda got tired and that's why you gave up? Yes. That's the big point about that. I was tired and yeah, I gave up.
I understand that
Let's
some
be honest.
CMs and speed admins don't care. That is obvious. Surely we should be discussing how we can get it back on track. Can the good mods like Marcus and Googly sort it out? What can we do as players, etc.? That is a really good question. But the thing is, as much as I want to invite other players here, I invited Marcus to a podcast. He said he doesn't have anything interesting to add, which I completely disagree with. But okay, sure. And I would like to
I
invite
think if you
Googly.
I think if you are admin, you have to you have to talk.
Yeah, there is a
You have
lot.
to talk.
There is a lot you can say or potentially do. But yeah,
Just about your market specifically, but if you have no advices or just a way to think about speeds at some international points, so you can speak about your server specifically, and that's a going point to start.
but yeah, about the googly part, he's a really nice guy. He was pretty hyped about the podcast me and Goose did in the .NET international server on Discord, and he also asked us to stream around there, and he set up the round with settings that we asked for. He's a really nice guy, but as much as I would like to interview him and or Liam, he's also a very nice guy. Those are the two admins I mostly talked about. For some reason, Jojo doesn't let them be here or something like that. I don't know. They they've joined before and then they had to leave because I don't know. No one really knows exactly why. They just can't be here. I don't know. It's like we're doing some sort of illegal thing here, and I don't know, man.
Yeah, yeah, we are the rebellion.
Yeah, the rebellion. I fall asleep in speeds too. Okay, fair enough. But that's not because they last forever.
And would it be another an option to have the equivalent of whirlwind badges for winning speed and tournaments? So that's a good point, honestly. But
That's really
I
cool.
don't think
Yeah,
it is possible. But yeah, I think it could be a good thing at least
yeah, that sounds like a really cool thing.
because yeah, let's be honest, Tribal Wars is a nego is a nego in a nego game.
What? Exactly. What does that mean?
Um, um,
An ego game.
yeah,
Oh,
an
oh, oh.
ego game.
Okay, 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 okay.
I start to think about
I I
what's
I I understood
I
like
was
nigger
talking
or
about.
something. I don't know. And I think
No,
it was
an ego game, an ego game.
yes, yes, yes.
That's what I
Okay.
say. Tribal Wars is an ego game, and every player start to play with the ego because yeah, we just try to win, and for speeds it could be a good thing to start give rewards and build something about that.
Yeah, I even now, like previously, we didn't really have the awards, the achievements open in speeds, but now pretty much all of the most active servers have the achievements on in most of the speed rounds because people want to compare farm and things like that. So if there was some sort of badge in game for tournament winners, people would see that. So it's a really cool idea. Who would win between Ashton and CC? Okay, man. Okay, I will go back to the
In UK, we used to
questions.
have forum titles. Yeah, yeah. Ben did it in France too.
Yeah, in Italy there's things like that too. Would you consider an R1 counter or a win count on the server to keep track and a bit of in-house fun? What do you mean? A win count in the server? Like for players to just but that's hard to keep track of. Like some people, we have the wins chat, we have this chat, but not everyone will send everything there. And what really is the point? You can win more rounds or less rounds. It doesn't necessarily make you a better player. So I don't
And
think
that's difficult
winning. I don't think
to track every player
yeah, yeah.
on the server.
I don't think winning a random round is that big of an achievement. Fucking on idol, exactly. Like I've talked to Jojo. He was like sort of excited to develop the TW Speeds site at some point when it came back. Do you remember Flash when it was down at some point?
Yep,
TW Speeds,
yep,
yeah,
yep,
it
yep.
was down. And when he brought it back, they he was thinking about adding things like a profile for the player, like so you can have a profile pic, a description, and I
Yes, yes, I
suggested,
remember about that.
yeah, yeah, and I suggested him that he should make a way for a player to connect its different accounts from different servers and multiple accounts from a server, and that would be really cool. But that was never really done. I don't know if he just ignored that. I don't know.
Yeah, but yes, because it was a really, really good thing, I think.
Yeah, it was a really cool idea. What about varying different victory conditions, bash rounds, most villages, highest points, tribe wins, etc.? Yeah, that's good. I mean, variety is what keeps this game alive, I believe. Although a lot of people disagree. Jojo says that the fact that there are multiple servers for people to choose kill the game because they sort of dilute the players from a server and they just make them play in other servers. But I don't think that's necessarily bad. It just wants people to play on net. Maybe, I don't know. We'll get. I have this. Okay, let's go back to the questions.
Acorn, you don't know what's an ego
He doesn't know what's an ego. No way.
because he has an ego with. Yeah, that's the ego. It's the representation you have for yourself.
Imagine raw 20 people teams on every server. Okay. Um. So, why do you think?
My God, if is all the players don't know about ego.
No, no, they do it. They're just trolling. Yeah, I've got one triple as Okay. Can you record the answer? Yes, it is. This thing is being recorded. Okay. So, um, okay, I'll give Del Culo the happiness of me asking this question. Do you regret banning Del Culo from the Discord for giving free premium to the players?
I did that.
I don't know if it was you or someone else, but I remember that. I remember it was some day.
It was me.
I remember it was some
I
day
don't,
on the Italian
I don't
server.
remember. I don't remember about that.
It was on the Italian server. Like there was a round they made in that time because there were rounds going to be played on the Italian server. So they opened the round to give the premium and stuff like that. And
Oh
yeah,
yes,
they were not
okay,
they
okay,
were not
okay.
giving the premium, so Del Culo was just giving premium and I don't know spamming the chat.
Yeah. I don't regret nothing for Del Culo.
He knows. What does obsolete
Yeah, I
mean?
didn't
Useless
idea.
like you.
I
Why do you think a bunch of players and admins consider the various language markets obsolete? What is your opinions? Okay, that's a good question. I was discussing that with Equalizer yesterday too.
Why do you think a bunch of players consider the various languages?
Like, for example, in the Greek market, they say it is impossible to grow the server, at least the speed server, because it's not in English, which makes some sense. Because if you go to the Greek server, you really don't know what's going on. I mean, you won't know what's going on in servers other than your language if you are a new player. But if you're someone like us, we just know where everything
Yeah,
is, so it
that's the
doesn't really
way.
matter.
If you're a new player, if you know the game, you can play on every server.
I mean, the Arabic server is a bit. That's
Yeah, no,
yeah,
not the Arabic one.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
But I think every server is not bad. Um, the various language markets obsolete. Like, what do you mean? Like, if there should be a merged server, I think, like with all the worlds. I don't know. I think I did ask Jojo about in-game awards for speed wins. You can get a badge. Number of wins. Number of wins. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Number of wins is not that representative of your skill. I think. Yeah, the problem would be tracking. Yeah, it's not that easy. Dude, this Del Colo guy keeps pressuring you, keeps pressuring me to ask you about 2006 World Cup or something.
Yeah. Yeah. 2006, I was like 10 years old and I didn't play. I didn't play at this time.
It would reward the activity. Yes, that is true. That is true. Okay, yeah, that does make sense. Okay.
At least 1998 was the best year for the speeds. Del culo.
Anyway, um, yeah, that does sound like a good idea, like that, but it's also hard. If there was a way to, well, if Jojo made that, like I was saying, in the Table Speeds chat, where you could make yourself a profile and just merge your own accounts, you would be able to keep track of like all of your wins, and that would be really cool, honestly. But okay, I think I still have a ton of questions here. I really don't know when this is gonna end. Anyway, my next question is still about the 8v8 tournament. Th-
Oh,
there's a lot of
yeah.
there's a lot
Go
of
ahead.
questions that are connected to this. So it's yeah. Um, do you think like what do you think was the main reason as to why the the 8v8 tournament ended? Do you think it was the fact that the CZ players just got banned and there was never really a real solution to that, and that just sort of led to the ending of the tournament, or I don't know, do you think there was any other reason, or something like that?
The activity of the players at some points, or some teams, I would say, because it was not all the players.
That's true.
But yeah, it started with the CZ problem and the time to build a match. You know, every captain have to talk with the other and just try to fix a day to play. And for some team, it was impossible to agree.
And do you think there was any other possible way to end the tournament after what happened, or was the only other solution just to end it like it was? And yeah,
Um, oh yeah, I don't know, and I honestly I was tired about this tournament,
yeah,
and yeah, maybe we could find solution to fix this and just like eliminate some teams or. But yeah, I was tired and
Yeah.
I just thought for myself, just fuck this and just go
Okay.
sleep and
Yeah,
fuck everyone
that is
and fuck
understandable.
speeds.
That is very understandable. We should make one speed alt the PT against all the FR one time. Maybe 20 versus 15. I don't know how you're gonna get 20 players of any server at this point. I, d-
No.
I don't know if you can find that.
Yeah,
Yeah, they didn't want
Germany
to
got
like
robbed.
they didn't want to
Yeah,
move. They
speaking about Germany, I think it was my my greatest accomplishment for the SVA tournament. I bring back a Germany team.
true. What do you think is the cause of the absence of AE players? Do you see any Arabs here? That is honestly a good question, but the thing is, I don't think there was ever that big of a community in the Arabic server. At least it's like the Turkish server. The, their servers are honestly not that inactive. I was checking the the Turkish server has such an active forum and people play the rounds and things like that. And I think the Arabic server is pretty similar as well. They play. There's some interesting settings there to say the least. Uh, but they just have an hard time to get integrated. I don't know. Like even in the 10v10 tournament, we didn't really see many Turkish players or Arabic players saying anything in the chat. That's true. What do you think about that? Do you think that maybe now, with a server like mine, where they could just speak their own language and things like that, do you think that would fix it and players would would continue being active, or do you think it's just impossible to sort of get communities of those servers?
Yeah, I think it's possible if the players are interested. That's the point. They have to be interested. And yeah, why not? I don't know what the problem is. It's just the language barrier.
Yeah, language barrier. True. There's some Arabic players. Azalda, but Azalda is not actively playing, so it's hard. It's very hard. I mean, I'm finding it very hard to find representatives for a lot of servers. I don't have a representative for CZ, for PL, for Hungary, for Russia, for Romania, for TR, for NL, and for AE. But it doesn't really necessarily mean that there aren't players from there. They just don't seem to be interested. So yeah, without players being interested, it's very hard to make anything happen. Okay, should I go to the next question? Hello? Flash?
Yep. I'm there. I'm there.
Okay.
I was just answering to Argumentum
Why
who
is
was
there no
speaking about
Ukraine community?
my
What's
accent.
Ukraine community is
Alhamdulillah.
probably integrated in the Russian server as well, I believe. I don't know. It's like just a Russian speaking server. Now they don't even have the Russian flag anymore. That's a mess. The,
Oh, really?
yeah, if you go to the Russian server now, I can send you the link. I can send the link somewhere. It's like .com. The server is .com, and um,
Oh yeah, I
yeah,
just.
and the flag is
Oh,
like peace for Ukraine.
they put the.
I
Oh
sent the
my
discussion.
god.
I sent in discussion the link. That's weird though.
Oh my god.
I mean, I
Yeah,
can
that's
see
that's
why, but
really weird.
I mean, the players, the Russian players who play this game, it's not their fault that what's going on
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I don't know why they. Oh my god. No,
I completely
that's a
understand
joke.
their support for Ukraine. I mean, I definitely do too. But I mean, you're just killing the Russian speaking community in Tribalwars. I don't know if that's a good idea. Like if you see their speeds, they like there's like players from from other servers playing there. It's very rare to find a Russian player there. Well,
Yeah.
I don't
Yep.
really agree with that. I think that server will die. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I think too.
yeah
I tried to bring back some Russian players the last year,
if
and
anything, I think they
some of them played the tournament on the Void team maybe or on the other
yes
like
Leo
Leo
yes
Plus.
I tried to contact him a ton of times now, and it just doesn't answer me. I don't know. That's kind of sad. Um, I think that to fix that server, the Russian Ukrainian server, they should just make the flag like half Russia and half Ukraine. That would make way more sense, and that would like make a sense of unity, right? Which is not something we feel right now. It's just Ukraine, Ukraine, Ukraine. Like everything that's Russian is just sort of ignored or forgotten about because of the actions of a single person. That's not really fair.
Yep, yep.
Okay.
That's a weird thing.
Yeah, I really don't like how they're handling this. Will investing in in-game stocks help the game? I doubt it, man. Okay, this is the last question about the 8v8 tournament. Okay, so that's good. What do you think? What do you think about the Italian server? What were your thoughts about the Italian server back in the 8v8 tournament?
Uh, Back at the NBA tournament, yeah, Italy was a joke. Italy was a joke. That's the point with IT. CC was like AFK at some point and just try to build something with me, but I did everything,
Like
and
I think that
yeah, that's quite a surprise. He kept to 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 build something on the IT, and yeah, what a surprise
yeah
to see them active right now.
I feel like he has completely changed. Like back in that day, I remember we were planning private rounds and stuff like that. And I think one day there was a team that wanted to play a private round against another team, but there was already a round scheduled on FR at that time. So of course there can't be two speeds at the same time. So we reached out to the IT admin, and I think he said we had to contact our community manager to like make a private round, and then he would give the password to the community manager. It was a complete mess. I think
Yeah,
at that time CC just didn't trust the players, or I don't know. There was something there, but then it completely changed. Sometime after, like even in that round where the CC players got banned, I feel like it started to change there because he let me like test basically everything that was being used at that time. We were speaking for a while. He still writes to me in Italian, by the way, but well, now I understand why, because he I don't know, he's not confident enough with his English, so that's fine. That's completely fine. But at that time, that was just so weird. I would imagine messaging someone in English and you just get answers in Italian. It's quite
yeah,
creepy, quite weird. But well, I completely understand him, and yeah, respect that. And the thing is, during the 8v8 tournament, the IT server was just kind of a mess. The community manager was new. I think he joined the team in May. I'm not sure. So like sort of 3 months before, he was like just getting in, getting to present himself to the community. To he also made Tribal's Italy server for Discord. He was getting all of those things started, but he also wanted to work on speeds at the same time. So I think he just
yep.
sort of wanted to be everywhere at the same time, which is definitely not easy. And I think that was why there were so many problems with the Italian server there. Because look, after the 10v10 tournament, you remember the 8v8, you remember that I organized the 3v3 tournament. That was fully
Yep.
done in the Italian server. They gave us multiple rounds to test the settings. They fixed the settings that were wrong. Um, they they let me just tell them, okay, there's a round planned to this day at this time. Can it be made? And they always made it and gave me the password, and everything was done in time. So I feel like they changed completely from the 8v8 tournament until now, and it's only getting better and better.
That's a really good thing.
Okay.
If every community manager has
Yeah.
to to keep the players, let just talk about what the opinion about speeds or just the game at least. and just try to build something about the player's point of view. They can do great things, but
They have a lot of initiatives that no other server has currently. I remember once in 2018, maybe, I'm not sure. I played something in Spain that was 24/7 rounds during like 3 days or something. Maybe it was a bit more, and it was honestly so fun, just having something to look forward to and things like that. And they brought that back in Italy, and they have been doing that pretty much in every special occasion. Like they did it for Christmas. They did um, they did 2 days of that for the Valentine's Day. They they did that for Easter as well. They're doing it very well, and they're they're, they're keeping Speed community active, and they're keeping players looking forward to what's coming next. And we know that something is being planned there now, so that's really cool. So we'll see what the future has for the Italian server. Okay, let's go back to the questions chat. Entirely different. How much do you believe team hugging by highly active, competent players, causing consecutive wins and utter humiliation of newer players, and the less active, huggy teams players' influences, the long time activity and enjoyment of speed or the game in general? That's a really good question, honestly. Like, how much do you think the fact that people like the Romanian players, they just join a server, playing all
yeah.
together? How do you think that influences the game and the enjoyment of people on speed?
The problem exists not even on speeds.
Yeah,
It's the same thing about slow worlds,
yeah,
you know,
true.
like pre-mades or some stuffs like that.
Hmm.
And I think you can't kill that.
It is very hard. I think. Well, I think the impact can be sort of. We know the impact is obvious. It just makes speeds a little bit less interesting, and people just sort of start trying to find a way to like gang up on those players, and I, that creates a lot of unnecessary toxicity. We've seen that literally in the 8-bit tournament with the Romanians playing in 55 players in every round. Uh,
Yes.
yeah, but I think that there are ways to sort of address that, or to make it less significant. For example, in the Italian server now, um, they have rounds that are way shorter. So let's say rounds that before were like 3 hours and were won in like one, now they're only 1 hour long, right? So even if there isn't a completely dominant player or a group of players, people that are new to speeds can still enjoy the round, because I mean, if the round isn't that long, then the top players don't really have the time to get to everyone, right? So that gives the newer players better chances to just continue being interested, because let's say they play a 3 hour round and join since the first minute. Um, they they just get killed by a player that's way better than them in like the second hour, because that player has no one else to fight against besides the sort of inactive guys, sort of newer to speeds. And then the newer player just leaves and never tries again, because okay, I was completely destroyed. This is not fun. But if the rounds last less time, and if there are things like farm limit and things like that, um, you can make it a bit easier for players to fight against those big teams. Because with farm limit, for example, we know that Romania does a good amount of def, and well, all of the teams that play together make some def. If you make def a bit less useful in those rounds, like let's say add a farm limit of 100 or 50, something like that, um, that makes it so you can outplay the teams. Like even if they're pretty big, you can try to outplay them and try to find someone to play against. I think that is the best way to fight that, but there really isn't a way to to make that disappear. I don't think.
Yeah. Yep. Yes. This problem is actually a big problem. Not even on speed.
Yeah, role players are still
On
welcome, I
normal
agree.
worlds, yeah, because I used to be a slow world player at the beginning. I'm not a speed player. I started with slow worlds, and I keep playing slow worlds right now. That's the thing I prefer. But I love speeds, but I prefer worlds. And on normal worlds, the problem has always existed. You start the world with some of pre-mades or just two, three, four friends, and you don't recruit anyone or only a few players that you have already seen on other worlds.
Yeah,
And there is no place on speeds and on worlds for the new players. And yes, basically it's the same for speeds. Players plays in teams, two or three or beginning, and just crushed everyone, and there is no enjoyment for the new players. And that's also why I insisted to um, how I can say it, that the new French players who joined when I was admin, that they asked to play with someone who will teach them the game.
yeah. I think that worlds are probably the best way for you to just learn the basics, just sort of chill out and get to
Yes,
know
yes.
how the game works in general. That's a problem that speeds can't solve. I think that's the
It's
biggest problem of
yes,
speeds.
it's harder to start on speed
Yeah, yeah, it is. Unless you like find a good
because you have a lot of you have a lot of information to have to start.
yeah,
And yes, everything is faster, and you can't chill and just take the time to just look at what you will do next. And yes, that's a way harder. That's why you have to learn the basics on worlds. But even on worlds, it's complicated to grow and just ask for older players to learn them the game because they don't want to for most of it.
yeah. It is certainly hard, but I also think that in speeds is where you will find the most players that are willing to help you become better. I mean, we've seen that pretty much in every tournament, right? We've seen um, in the Tenfit tournament, a lot of teams were built from zero there, like PT team. We never really had an active team before, so we just sort of tried to find players who had some interest, and we taught them how to play. So I think speeds are the best way to make sort of new innocent players who know the basics to become way better at the game. And if you're good at speeds, you're definitely good in
Yes,
worlds too. Yeah,
yes. The yes, just for skills, you know,
yeah,
like auto snipes, and just the be faster to take a decision. So speeds are definitely a big part of a progression of a player. I learn a lot from speeds
yeah.
on worlds, and yes, you can definitely be better.
And the thing is, while on world you have pretty much forever to decide on, I don't know, diplomacy or who you're gonna attack, um, or things like that. In
Yes,
speeds, you just don't have that. You need to be way more proactive. You need to decide um, on when you want things to happen and if you want things to happen. Because if you attack someone that you didn't really want to, or if you like commit a wrong decision, it could be the end for you in that round. So it definitely requires way more strategy or at least fast thinking than Worlds.
yeah.
Okay. Let's keep going with the questions or else this will never end. Um, um, there are. Okay, wait. Okay. There are big differences between the servers. How is it possible to make something international if everyone has a different opinion on everything and makes it so hard to collaborate?
Where is the question?
No, it's my question.
Ah, it's your question. Yeah,
Yes.
can you
I can
repeat, please?
repeat. Yes,
I
yes.
was trying to find it on the chat.
It's fine. It's fine. Um, there are giant differences between servers, right? How
Yes.
do you manage to make something international if it is so hard to collaborate on on Tribalwars, like a lot of servers have different opinions on how things should be done. How do you manage to sort of control that and still be able to do something international, even though a lot of servers think in different ways?
You have to discuss with everyone first. That's the point. You have to discuss with everyone who are interested by try to build something, and just keep the advice or take the advices from every markets, and just find some agreements, and so start to build something around that. But yes, that's difficult, and most of the markets don't want to talk with the others. So
But the thing is that entire talk about making it so everyone agrees and all of the different markets agree and that's all very very cute and very nice. But how do you actually make that happen? Like there's servers who literally give zero thought or put zero thought into speeds. Like PT nowadays just plays just makes round happen to for players to not say that there aren't any rounds. They just there's no interest from the team itself to make something happen there. While on other
yeah, but
servers, there's an
that's
actual interest. Like how do
that's
you
the point.
combine all of that? It's so hard.
Yeah, it's so hard. Honestly, I don't have the answer.
Yeah,
Honestly, I it's so difficult. It's really, really an hard thing, and I tried, but yes, I
like in
got tired.
like in German server doesn't even have farm
Like
assistant.
yeah, like the German, yeah, the German speeds is a complete joke. I still don't know how I can bring a German team on the 8v8, because yeah,
I
that's
mean, you
that's
did
a
it.
complete joke. And uh, the point is, yes, most of the admin don't care. Like the point GR,
It's different now.
point GR.
There's a new community manager, Purge,
Oh,
and
okay, because the older one
yes,
was an absolute bastard
yeah.
and
There's
an
a
asshole.
there's a new one there,
He,
and he has
oh
some
my god,
interest.
this guy. I don't know if I screamed the answer he gave me when I told him about the 8v8, but he yeah, he just told me, yeah, I was just like a speed admin. I'm not community manager. And yes, just fuck you. If it's not an game request for this tournament, I just don't care.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the servers just think like that. If it's not something official, then I don't care. Fuck it. Which is kind of sad. That's why you don't see things like this server grow that much or be supported by servers officially. Because, well, we definitely have no problem in having game mods here, and they're all very welcome and they're very
I joined
active.
Panther says fuck you. No, I was speaking about the older Greek community
I see
manager.
that. But yeah, the new community manager in Greece has tried a lot to revive speeds. I think, yeah, I was talking about Equalizer with Equalizer about that for a while. I don't want to get into that topic, what else would be here forever, but yeah, he's very interested on speeds, but now, pretty much, he was pretty much rejected by everyone. He wanted to make the speed server in the Greek server, make it like in English instead of in Greek to be more accessible for everyone. He wanted to make a lot of changes, um, but in general, they never really accepted anything. So I think his own interest dropped a bit, and he's just sort of lost hope. So yeah, it is very
Yep.
hard. But yeah, it's quite sad to see that Games doesn't even support their own community managers' initiatives. Like I know that he sort of did a presentation or something on speeds and how they could be better and stuff like that. And I think it was just ignored. So it's
Yeah, 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 yep, yeah. They don't care.
Yeah, it is
I
pretty
try
sad.
to I try to send them just a long text about speeds and what I was trying to do, but I'm still waiting for the answer at this time.
Well, yeah, it is just genuinely so hard. Okay, uh, this next question, we've sort of gone through it already. Um, but the question is, what is the objective of the .NET server if they don't even support initial initiatives from, well, international communities like this one is supposed to be? Like, we've talked about this. Um, they they've been here, like Liam has been here in the server, and then he just had to leave out of nowhere. Like, what does that make of the international server if they don't even support international initiatives, or at least
Yeah,
don't seem to support it? It's so hard and sort of contradicting. Like, even when the international server for speeds was built by Brian, they didn't even support it back then. So it's, I don't know what their role in the game is.
yeah, I still don't know too. And I think you answered so well on the question. So yeah, I don't know what's the point with .net, and yeah, I think it's a joke if they don't support international initiatives from every players or every markets. You can't build something strong, you know. And
Yeah,
those speeds are gonna die again and again and again and again.
and especially a server that has so much influence over the others. Just see, the 10v10 tournament was pretty much all built within the net server, right? They, I don't know
Yes.
who leaked that there would be a net tournament or something like that, but people started building their own teams for that. People started getting ready, and overall, everyone was pretty active on the net server. They definitely have an impact on, well, all of the servers, right? So if they don't
Of
even
course.
support initiatives like this, how can the game stay alive? I don't see how.
Yes. Yes. That's the point. I don't see how to. And that's why I was trying to build stuff like that on Point FR and just make the Point FR the most competitive server
And it was.
at all.
Yeah,
And I think it was.
yeah, it was. It
And
was.
yes, and yes, that was the point. But yes, PointNet definitely have the community on the 10v10 tournament to build something bigger on speeds.
Yeah,
And yes, and they let them die. So yes,
let's
I
catch
still
up
don't know.
with
I still don't
oh,
know what's the project with speeds because speeds are dying every year with them, and
oh
they just try
the
to rebuild speeds every 6 months.
the
So
project with speeds is just to let them die, I think. Jojo
yeah,
and I
maybe.
talked about that, and he says speeds are going to die because people are switching servers and things like that, and they're eventually just going to die, which I completely disagree. If they work towards making them more active, I believe speeds is what has the most potential in the game. Like, someone of my age, I'm 17. I literally, I'm not as old as, well, more than half of the people who play this game. People like me just don't have the patience to get into a world and and spend time there and spend, have to wake up in the next day and, oh, okay, I need to go check my world, I need to put scavenging on, and we don't
Yes,
have
yes.
we don't have that life. But if you but in the other way, we definitely do not mind spending a lot of time in a game. Like, we all play League of Legends all the time and we spend so much time there. There is no
Yes.
problem for us to spend a lot of time in a game, but for Worlds, it's just so boring and repetitive, and it's just something you have to be stuck on and think about that all the time. I don't think Worlds are the future of this game, so I think they either focus on
No, no, no.
speeds or the game is
I
dead.
was reading this. I was reading too. Worlds are not the future. They are the present and the past.
Yeah,
And I don't think it's the thinking way of games. The thinking game the thinking way is money, 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 and just money because worlds are keeping money alive on this game.
But
before he
they
died.
sadly do not see potential on the speeds for some reason. There is a lot of potential, and I will talk about that after. But they don't see it. It's yeah, it's hard, very hard. Okay, I think we should catch up in the questions chat, or else people will say we don't answer them. Uh, make rounds with random tribes, then 20v20, like a custom map, like CZ server. You should probably keep newer players interested, and with the quest for knowledge improvement, etc. Yes, the answer to that is yes. There's
Yeah,
no
yes,
reason
yes,
to
yes,
not do
yes.
that. We've seen Kubina make rounds like that, like with set maps and things like that, like tribes of 4 tribes with random players on them. Like, those things are very fun, and we've seen Marcus do that too. Those things are very fun, and they give a chance to players who are not that good at the game to also win a round. I mean, they might not be the ones to carry, but they can speak to their teammates, they can learn a bit more about the game, and it's a good way to keep the community active for sure. Del Kulu is asking, how do you overthrow a community manager? I if I knew the answer to that question, I don't think I would be just a regular player, right, at this point.
Yeah,
But
yeah, of course. Me too. Me too.
I don't think there is a way, man. You have to wait for their death or something. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yes. That's the point.
Moving forward, would the mods in this chat be able to actively
But
work together?
most of the time, the community managers who left, the one who
Who got promoted or
who
something?
start, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
the one who are promoted is someone from Games or other games from Games. Just like our community manager in France, she didn't know everything about Tribalwars.
Yeah. I don't know. There
She
are a
did.
lot of.
She didn't play the game
Yeah.
just one time.
Yeah. There are a lot of admins like that. I mean, or they might have played, but they don't actively play, so it's very hard. And they barely even listen to the community, at least some of them. So what are they even doing there? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know too. That's the
Yeah.
that's the that's the big part about that.
Yeah. Moving forward, would the mods in this chat be able to work together? Um, they already do. There's a lot of things from servers that talk to each other. Like the descriptions on UK, you know them. They're made by Kubina. Kubina is from CC, so they definitely work
Yeah.
together. It might not be something that significant, but I'm sure that in the future they can build something together for sure. Okay,
Yes, and they have to.
Yeah.
They have to.
Oh, furthermore, actively making plans, showing the public, and leading the way for other servers to see. Sure. I don't know. That's not a question I can answer. Inos Murphy is asking, what's your opinion on smaller tourneys like 3v3s and 4v4s?
Yes, that's a good thing.
Yeah, there isn't
Yes,
anything else to say there. I think all of the
yes,
tournaments
that's a good
can
thing.
be good.
All the yeah, oh yes, yes. That's what I will say. All of the tourneys are good.
Yeah, there is a lot of
E-
potential.
Everything competitive is good, at least for speed.
Yeah, like we know that um, there is pretty much only N1 tournaments, or when there has been, it's pretty much only N1. We haven't seen things like N2 rounds or N3, and we haven't seen how like conquering Barbs would impact the game on those things. There is a lot of potential still. I know the game itself is nothing that special. We both know that it's very simple, but I feel like there is a lot of potential that still hasn't been explored, and there are a lot of things to be seen still. So I think diversifying the settings in tournaments is a really good way to keep people interested, because they have to think about different strategies and things like that, and that keeps people active, and that keeps people discussing and keeps rivalries up. So it's very nice. Okay, Mark is answering.
What did we learn from the 1 hour 8v8 tournament from last year? A lot of things, I think. A lot of things. Yeah, maybe the 8v8 was too big, maybe.
Yeah, that is
But
true.
Yes, but that's not the point. But yeah, maybe it was too big, and
Why is Del Colo asking if racism is a concern? We're talking about tribal wars, not about society. Okay, so your opinions on N2 to 9 tournaments. Yeah, I actually want to know what you think about that. Flash. Is that because Al is asking?
uh, I'm not able to answer about that because I'm not a really, really good player of N2 or N9. I basically don't play it. But yeah, so we have to let these rounds because some of the players don't like N1s and some players like to play N2 or N3 or every stuff like that, and we have to keep them playing this type of rounds.
Yeah, the problem is that Games HQ believes the worlds are the future of tribal wars, but if you look at the esports factor, that is growing right now. Speeds max 2 hours. Yeah, yeah. Nothing I can say that besides yes, Smurf. A lot of messages here. I'm guilty, says Marcus. I don't know the context of this, but okay. Let's get to my last questions. Okay, I think we've gone over this a lot, but okay, I'll ask this again. Why not? In your opinion, is it still possible to create an international community? Because, well, we have the support of
Oh,
we have the support of a few admins, of course. Well, we have them here, Kubina, Marcus. We know that the Italian admins also support this, but it's definitely not all of the admins, so it's still very hard. Do you think it is still possible?
honestly, no.
That's the answer I was scared about. That is the realistic answer, though. That's true. I'm guilty of being an old player and not playing anymore. Yeah, okay, but at least you keep up to date with what players are talking about. I mean, you're literally here in a podcast where two players are talking about the game. Most of the community managers don't do that. They just don't care. So yeah, it's different.
Yeah, yeah. At least it's still possible, but like I was saying at the beginning, you need admins who are motivated and going in the same direction.
Yeah, it's very hard. Okay, I have only two things left. I have a question and I have a topic. Right? I'll start from the question first because I think the topic should be the last thing. Do you think that
Well,
being
that's the
scared?
problem. 99% of them are volunteers.
Oh,
Yes, but no, that's not the problem. That's not the
yeah,
problem.
that's
I
not.
was volunteer too,
Yeah,
but
part of the problem. I don't know, man, because the the community managers, there's a lot of community managers that don't do anything, and they're employees. So I mean, I don't think being an employee or a volunteer is a
yes,
problem. I
yes. The part is they don't care.
Yeah, that isn't
That's the part.
that
Being a
isn't the main
volunteer is
problem.
it's not a problem. I was volunteer. Kobena is volunteer.
Yeah,
Marcus is volunteer. They still motivated to build something. So that's not the problem. The problem is they don't care.
well, yeah. Personally, my part of the problem is that I work in healthcare. Well, we definitely appreciate your service. uh, and you stay up to date with pretty much everything. So I mean, you do way better than a lot of the other admins. So can't really say anything about you. Okay, this question is pretty big. Um,
I'm scary about that.
do you think that being scared of initiatives from the community in general is going to kill the game?
Oof. Oof. Yeah, that's a big one.
That is a big one.
Uh, oh my god. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know.
Can you repeat the question?
Just
I
talking
can.
about.
If being scared of initiatives from the community in general is going to kill the game. Because, well, there are a lot of things that just have not been supported by admins. Like, this server is one of them, and the old international server is also one of them. I think that not supporting things built by the community is just going to demotivate the community and make them not want
Yes,
to do much more.
definitely yes. Definitely yes.
So will that just eventually lead to the game being killed? Is my question.
Yes. Yes. Yes, at least yes. Because yes, they don't care about the community. Every good ideas on this game came from the community.
And a lot of them are not applied.
So
I mean, just look at
yeah.
the .NET suggestions forum. There are let me see. Let me go see. Ideas and improvements, right? Being processed. There are 16 pages of tabs of topics. Look here. There are literally 16 pages of topics of good ideas that have
Yeah, yeah,
been
that's not a
approved by the
surprise.
community, and they're still there.
That's not a surprise.
Yeah.
That's actually the same thing on most of the communities.
Yeah.
And from mine, yeah, Point FR is the same thing. And on Point FR, they don't propose things anymore because yes, we will have an answer in 2024 or 25. I don't know.
Like I just saw something that was submitted now in 2020, something that was proposed in June 9, 2019. That's like three years ago. That person might not even play the game anymore. Literally, their forum account is deleted. The guy doesn't even play the game anymore. That's how long things take to happen on this game. It's quite ridiculous.
Yes.
Well, that brings me on to my last topic. Do you think it is possible to make the revenue go up with more things that we see in other games, like battle passes, skins, and things like that?
Oh, oh, that's a good one, but I don't know.
Those skins would be fun, says Icon.
What do you mean by Tribalwars skins?
Like,
Oh, just change the village
yeah,
appearance.
paladin
Oh,
skins, exactly. And maybe making that appear in the reports or something, and like you could click on the paladin and like see the skin that your opponent has, things like that. Just something simple, but more ways to monetize the game. Because nowadays, even in speeds, how do they try to monetize speeds? They they make the limit of players per round a bit lower, like in the org server. The limit of players per round is like 30, and then it forces some players to buy the premium account to join the speed. But no one does that. That's not a reliable way to profit from the game. So do you think it would be possible to like introduce battle passes like we have in other games like LoL or something in this game and make that way more uh, valuable way for that exists. Graphic packages have been around. They are localized, and that was suggested years ago. Never worked. That's unlucky.
that exists the graphics package. Yes, but he is speaking about monetized the skins and just don't change it
And
from the
something I was
settings.
also talking about with Equalizer. Imagine like some sort of XP progression in game. Like imagine you win a speed round, you win X XP, right? And then your XP bar just goes up and you go up levels. And well, if you're higher XP, you
Like
get
Call of Duty, you know.
yeah, maybe you get access to like I don't know private rounds or something like that. And there's like a monthly rankings of XP, like how much XP how was the person that gets the most XP in a month. Like those things could probably be very interesting for the game, and I think they could give way more revenue than the trade market currently gives. The game is very old. There are no
Yes.
new things in the game. If they added like things like battle passes and things like that, they're a big company. I'm sure they can have better ideas than we have for skins and for customizable things. And I'm sure people would buy that. I think people would. So I don't know. Do you think it is possible to revive the game in that way?
No, I don't. No, 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 no. They will never did something. They will never do something like that.
Please, now I can feel
I
my
think.
mini
I
melt.
think. I think they will just let the game die.
Yeah, I think so.
That's
Wouldn't
my
performance
that's
points
my
be more
opinion.
interesting?
That's my opinion since I was admin because I was admin two times. I joined the team on 2008 for the first time, and at this time it was Manfred, the community manager in France, and at this time he was already speaking about the French market will just die and they will keep him alive on the point net
Yeah, that I think that's
like 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 they did with
Sweden. Yeah.
the Sweden one or Danish one.
hmm Well, I think that if they don't do anything to revive the game, that will be the eventual future of all of the servers, just uniting into one, and games waiting to try and milk as much money as they can out of the game, and just eventually the game dying. That's
Yes.
if they don't do anything at this point. That's the only way the game is gonna go. Marcus is saying if performance points wouldn't performance points be more interesting, like a depreciating point system depending on how long ago you played a round win. I don't know because it, that's a bit harder. Um, I think that if there was something more consistent, it wouldn't be bad at all. There could be both though. There could be both things at the same time. But I'm like considering something. Imagine get X bash points and you get X XP or something like that. Just sort of small quests that make you sort of advance and get more XP. And in the end of the month, it would mean that if you aren't active, your points would drop a bit. Oh, uh, I usually don't like those ideas. I think that if anything, there should be monthly rankings and like endless rankings. Like
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
say you
Monthly version or more valuable.
yeah, let's say you put your time in um in a month, just invest your time into becoming the first in that rank. So
Yes, yes, yes. Well, that's why
and
it's
it,
more
it, it
worth.
would be it would be quite sad to lose all of those points after. I think it's better if you just make it like monthly. Doesn't mean you can save that
Yes.
month's ranking. Yeah,
And you can choose which one you will play. You know, like if you want to play on January and just try hard on January, you can, and
yeah,
just
exactly.
don't play in February and just start to play in March or April. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, let's say. What do you think about speed for hundreds? Would be 200 better? I mean, not everyone have 6 hours
No,
of
not
time to fully play.
200. Oh
You can
no.
play only a few, but with smaller speed, she can catch up for more hours with some pause. What do you mean? Like, um, the round in the beginning would be a bit slower, but then it gets faster? I don't really speed. Could it be? I don't know because it will also get faster for the players who are winning. Yeah, better short rounds. I I think that the future is not making big rounds. People just don't have the time to
Yeah,
spend.
yes, 6 hours, like 6 hours. That's a
That is
big
so long.
amount of time. Ah,
I was
yes.
talking about the current state of the net
Four,
server.
four, 4 hours is already long, but that's okay. 3 hours is the best.
Probably, yeah, and yeah, max 3 hours exactly. I think that's the best way because look, I was talking about the current state of net with Liam, and if you go to the net server, just go look at the current round. There's a round where it's a 5-day round. There's like three guys with over 1 million points, and everyone else has like below 100,000. They're like the speed is fully dominated. It's a 5-day round, and no one is having fun with it anymore. The round is won. It's over. There's no reason to keep it up. So it's better if the rounds are shorter and there isn't a clear winner. At least IMO, because it's a bit more intense. Like imagine you have a 6-hour speed round. The winner is defined, right? You know exactly who's going to win. They did the best, or I don't know, they waited for the other players to fight, then they just caught up to them and killed them because they didn't have troops. I don't know, whatever. But if a round is shorter, it makes it so the players have to work harder and they have to work for that time limit. Because most of the winning condition on most of the rounds is pretty much time, right? We don't really see that many rounds um, where where the winning condition is like getting to the max points or I don't know, getting to certain villages, a certain number of villages, at least internationally. I know there are some in like UK, but the thing is, um, the time is not that limiting because people will just have won the round before the time of the round is over. If the time is more limiting, then people are going to be tryharding as much as possible to get that first place in the end. So I think that shorter rounds are way better. I would like to interject that I do get a fair amount of requests for longer multi-day rounds as well. Oof. Okay, I think we should see the stats of the last big round on UK then. Let's see if it was competitive. Are you still here, Flash, or have we lost you? I think you
Oh,
left.
you're lagging. What the fuck?
Okay, I saw the stats of the last round. 2-day and 0. Uh, it does look a bit dominated. Top 3, all of the same tribe and having way more points than the other tribe. It looks a bit more competitive than the net ones though, so yeah.
Yeah. Same thing for the point FR.
If it's a special round, it can be longer, but basically short rounds are the right way for all the speed players. I think so. Because look, even on PT, you know that yeah, I mentioned that before. In in the server, it was mostly for PT players in the beginning. But on PT, they've always had the habit of making like 3-day rounds and things like that. And there have always been players complaining like they just get home, they want to chill a bit, they want to play a Tribalwars round. There's a 3-day round, they won't join. There's and then they just leave.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, the, in a 1 hour round, a good player will be ready to hit at around 40-minute mark. A slower player maybe in an hour. It's a bit shit though because once you lose off, there's no point in rebuild. I'm not saying that all of the rounds have to be 1 hour. In IT, there is a 1 hour round that starts with 1.3 million points per village. It's not every single round being a 1 hour round, right? It's just with the right settings. If it's an N1 and you want it to be more competitive, it of course can be a 1 hour round. But depending on the settings, you can make it 1 hour and it can still be very fun and very competitive because players will be focusing on going for that top spot. And yeah, it's a bit more competitive at least than having 6 hour rounds where people win the round in 2 hours and then they just wait and the conquer players who join. So,
Mm-mm.
uh, well, on CZ only rounds
Ready for
longer than
ego. Ah, the ego is back.
the ego is
Boost
back.
my ego. And I will be playing for days. Yeah, sure. Sure. That's the point with slow rounds.
On CZ, only
That's the point with slow
rounds longer
rounds.
than 3 hours can have rewards, so it makes lots of rounds 3 hours and longer. So will you join 1 hour long with no reward only for fun? Yes, of course. But I don't see why you would have no rewards. I suppose that's some sort of server policy, but yeah. Um, I think they could have rewards, but like smaller rewards, like I don't know, like 30 premium or something. That's not that much. Oh, I think the rounds have like 30 premium reward, even the 6 hour. Let me see, CZ. Let's see. Uh, oh no, this is a 5 hour round. First place gets 40 premium. No, no, no. I would never spend 5 hours of my life for 40 premium. Never,
yeah,
never, not gonna
yeah,
happen. Not gonna happen at all. Like people don't play for the prizes, I'm sure.
yeah. No, no, no. Nobody playing for
Especially especially on
for the
CZ.
hour.
Especially on CZ, they don't care. The prizes are not good. If you look at the prizes, they're not good.
Maybe the older ones played for the rewards because they were bigger and you didn't have at this time the premium market on each and every world. So speeds was the best way to have PPs and yes maybe the other ones played for the rewards, but I think at this point rewards are not valuable.
Probably a server limit, yeah, yeah. But yeah, um, that's pretty much all down to how the servers view their own speeds and what they want to
Oh
do
my
with them.
god, del culo.
What do you think of?
Just delete
Oh
that
my god!
question.
What
Oh
the
my
fuck, bro?
god. Oh my god, you are a joke.
What am? Okay, well that concludes all of the questions and topics I wanted to go over. There is something that I obviously want to question, and I think that has to be, of course, the last thing. Um, wait, I think we need to catch up with the chat. Okay, nothing special. Um, what the fuck? The ceramic invasion of every chat. Anyway, my last question, and and I think we end the podcast with this. Um, what do you think the
Will
Italian
I join
server?
the point?
What do you think the Italian server will be able to achieve if they keep listening to players, if they keep supporting these initiatives? Do you think it is possible to rebuild something and to rebuild something more than just for one tournament and then everyone leaving again and losing interest? Like, or do you think Tribal was just bound to death eventually?
I think if they keep up the interest, they can build something.
Do you think making 1,000 spies per village is efficient?
Yeah, they just have to keep their interest. Oh my god, del culo. Oh my god, I will ban this guy.
Okay,
Yes,
Desmond.
but yes, they have to keep the interest to build something. But yes, definitely someone who is motivating to build something will achieve the goal. But and yeah, they have to work and just keep them motivating. I just thought they just take someone new on speeds. I don't know how many speed admins they are on IT,
Zero.
but
Zero.
what the fuck? Zero?
Everyone that is
I do
working on
I do.
speeds is just a regular game mods. They're like world players. They don't even care that much about speeds.
Oh
But
oh.
they're doing their best for speeds because they see there's potential and they see that there's people interested. So yeah,
Do you know speed built with GRI? What the
what?
fuck is that?
Oh yeah, that's gonna happen soon. It is on Italy. You can ask for private rounds,
You
and
can. Oh
they'll
my
make it for free.
god!
They make it for free, right? So this is a really good
They make it
initiative.
for free.
Yeah, they make it for free. It's called the speed duels.
I will definitely start to try to work with the IT team.
Yeah, they're very good.
That
The
was
forum.
exactly what I was doing on Point
Yeah,
FR, and
exactly. And but
oh my god,
they're even making people stream, like, you see the description. It's actually really well organized. There's in English. There's in Italian. It is very good. They are very open to people from different servers. In the forum, the first thing that you see is literally, "Hey stranger, don't you know Italian? Click here to find out how the automatic translation works."
is that one we won?
Uh,
Massimo Party 22? Is
what do you
that the
mean?
one we won once?
The settings of the round?
Oh my god, no other.
The settings of the round
Because
that I won. It is.
I was reading in Italian, but I will I will translate the page.
right? I'm
They
on
see
my account.
maximum amount of participant two.
No, yeah, no, but that's wrong. They wanted to get some premium with that. They wanted to make it so you could only rent rounds with premium if you wanted to have bigger duels, right? But they're still very open to making 3v3s happen and things like that. Like this now is a thing that comes from there, so it's still that. And the thing is, it is way more profitable for them to make it so everyone can open their rounds, can solve their duels. Like now, this is 3v3 round in tournament settings. This is a really good round, and they will stream on Discord on the official Italian Discord server. They're supporting these initiatives, and they're giving players a choice on what they can do. So it's also building up their community. I don't know if they're gonna message the world saying that there's gonna be a stream. Maybe they are. I'm not sure. I don't think so. At least they haven't so far.
Yes, but yes, that's a really good thing.
It is. It is. It is. It is so good that they're doing these things, and I think it will only get better because they listen to players, they listen to my suggestions, they listen to the other players' suggestions, and they put them into practice. And this is the result. We have a round that's not a tournament round, right? And it's being advertised. You can watch players play. I don't. This has never been done before. People have never been this open to screen share and to show how they're playing. This is
Oh,
completely new.
they will stream it.
They will. They will.
Oh
Look
my
look at the
god,
description.
this initiative is really
It
good.
is. It is. There is a lot of potential in this. A really big amount of potential. This is, yeah, it's really good. So I think now we just have to wait.
What a surprise! What a surprise for my team. Honestly,
Exactly. Well,
but
in the
yes,
8v8
that's a really
tournament,
good thing.
yeah, it was a mess in the 8v8 tournament, and now it's
Yeah,
this.
complete mess. Yes, but that's why it's a big surprise.
Yeah, it is. It is awesome to see this happen, though. It's really good, and knowing that it might be possible to have an active server. I mean, they they've been doing 24/7 rounds basically. I mean, not really. They have a night pause, but it's fine. Um, they've been doing very consistent rounds. The settings are fun. I've been telling them to change the settings. Um, Initially, the IT server had a lot of messy settings like ratio protection and model on like all of the speed rounds because the rounds were made to be longer, but now the rounds they just can't be that long. There's no competition, so they've removed all of that. They've changed all of that, and the rounds are very cool, very fun, honestly. So I can't wait to see what the Italian server has to bring and if it is possible to make the
Yes,
Italian server
we
like
have to support
a
them.
main hub for
We
speeds, maybe.
we have to support them right now.
Yeah, we do.
And let,
Flash is getting wet. Flash is making me wet. Okay, this is interesting. This is very interesting. Anyway,
oh my god! What? Oh my god!
I don't know
Just
what's
delete
happening.
Del culo. Bring fascism. Oh my god.
What the fuck is happening? Oh well. I think we've been doing this for too long. People are just starting to yeah. But yeah. Um I think we should end this now. I don't know if you have anything else you would like to say.
No. I think that was a really good thing.
It was. And for everyone still watching, there are two more podcasts planned. So stay up to date with that. The next one is in the next um, Saturday with Bigfoot. So stay up to date with that. Check the announcements because I feel like a lot of people don't read the announcements. There are a lot of things that we're planning on doing here to try to maintain an active server and an active community. So stay up to date with that and keep your interest up and invite more players to here. And yeah, I think that together we might have a shot at reviving this. So yeah, um, I think that is it.
Yeah, that's it.
Can't wait to hear
That's it. That's it.
Bigfoot's opinion on why the 8v8 tournament failed. No, I'm not gonna ask that to him. Believe me, I have different things planned. But yeah, I think that's all. That it was really good, and thank you all for tuning in and listening. I
It
know
was
that
really good. Stay
yeah,
tuned and let the speed community to the top. And
exactly.
yes, fuck the admins. Bye bye. That's a joke. That's a joke. We have Kubina and Marcus right there, and
Exactly.
maybe they were the two who were most invested on my project when I was admin.
Subscribe and
So
like the video. I agree. I agree. Leo joined.
yes,
What? Leo joined.
he joined when the thing is over.
He joined when the thing is over. Leo, check the DMs that I sent you, please.
Leo, I
Like,
love you, and
and we're out.
kiss on your
Yeah.
ass.
Del culo. Okay. Nice. Yes, very nice. You missed everything. That's unlucky. But it is recorded, so you can check. Who are you? What?
What? Who I am? Oh my god.
Okay. Well, so for now, I will close the discussion chat. I will I will make it so you can send messages, and I will reopen that in the next podcast, so you can send messages there anymore. And the questions chat will stay open for if you want to ask any questions to Bigfoot. You can ask the questions there, and we will talk about that. So yeah, thank you all for listening, and I will see you next week. Quack. Yes. Okay. Well, bye
Yes,
bye,
see you
guys.
next week.
See ya.
And I will eat because I'm hungry.
Well, I will
Bye bye, guys.
probably watch the 3v3 on the Italian server. So yes.
Yeah, me too, me too. Maybe I will take a look on this because it's
It's really
maybe
cool.
the most is interesting thing
Yeah.
on speeds right now.
Yeah. True. But yeah. So yeah. See you guys, and thank you for joining me, Flash. It was really good
Yes, yes.
talking
Thank
to you
you
here.
for the invitation.
Yeah.
And
And
yeah, bye, bye.
I hope to keep this up if people are
Zidane is
interested, of
shit.
course.
Zidane is shit. Okay. How I can buy this gun? Oh, delete the message. Okay. Bye.
Bye bye, guys.